Hey guys, it's Tim, and this is Wrestling Unlimited, as it's Friday, and that means tonight was Friday Night Smackdown, and oh boy, was this a show. Like, oh my God, was this a show. Like, before all the Rock and Cody stuff, the show was going okay. Not the greatest of shows. Like, the Liv thing, the Liv Morgan segment, what? The Liv Naomi match never even happened. Liv was on our screen for like a minute and a half max. Then the tag title match, they're doing it, they're going, whatever, and then poof, Street Profits interrupts again. And it's like, what? Are you freaking kidding me? And then even like the Tiffany match with Candice, not bad, but then it's just, there, whatever. Okay. So it's like they had all this stuff that I felt like they were trying to cram extra into this show. And then they did the Rock stuff, and we're just so confused by what this all means. And then we got to go watch that main event where I thought it was a good main event. I thought, Damian Priest and Braun Strowman versus Jacob Fatu and Solo Sikoa was a good match, but I just could never get invested in it because I'm still sitting here going, what the fuck did Rock mean by I want to take your soul? What the hell did Rock mean when he told Cody, I'm going to make you my champion and well, I got half a billion followers, which you don't yet, Rock. I'm going to bring you up to my level. And then I'm over here thinking about that, so confused. So what I'm trying to say here with that is the Rock stuff with Cody should have ended the show because, well, it just was so awkward. And I don't know if anybody else feels the same way. It was so awkward that it's like, I can't focus on this main event. I watched it and enjoyed it, but at the same time, I'm here still going, the hell? Rock's trying to be the Undertaker? Take his souls. I want your soul. Next thing you know, Rock's gonna go, rest in peace. Like, I get what he means by take your soul. I want to take you to higher heights of popularity than you've ever seen, make you more mainstream, quote unquote. But in turn, you work for me now. I own you, and you do what I say, kind of a thing. It's how I'm taking it. So, and I'm not even centered on screen. I just shoot myself if I noticed that earlier. Anyways, so it's like very weird. We'll get into all of it. We'll talk about what Rock said at the post-show press conference as well. But yeah, a very up and down SmackDown, if not just more downs than ups and confusions and whatnots. And then you got Angelo Dawkins thinking he's day one freaking Dark Order. Remember when Dark Order first showed up in EW and they had one guy, I don't remember who it was, throwing those punches. Pretend this water bottle is a head. Pretend this is somebody's head. Throwing the punches like this where it wasn't even coming close. And we could see Angelo Dawkins was doing that tonight. Like he was waiting for a time cue or something. So he jumped, and I don't think it was Kit Wilson on the outside. And he jumps him and he starts throwing punches, but his punches are like this. And then he like look up at the ring like he's waiting for something. And it wasn't like he did it once and that was it and we saw it for a second. No. They cut back to the ring. Montez Ford does this thing. They come back and he's still on top of Kit Wilson. Just missing. And then he's looking up at the ring like he's waiting for something. It was so weird. So awkward. But with all of that, I want to say thank you for joining us here. Twitch.tv/PWU Unlimited, YouTube.com/Pro Wrestling Unlimited, and podcast services all around the globe like Stitcher, Spotify, Google Pod, Apple Pod, Anchor, iHeartRadio, and so much more. Remember, if you're watching live on Twitch, you can help us out a couple of different ways. You can either help us out by hitting that donate button down below or by donating Twitch bits in a live chat. Also, remember, you can help us out by subscribing to the channel one of two different ways. You can either subscribe with a tiered subscription, or you can subscribe with Amazon Prime, because remember, if you have Amazon Prime, then you have Prime Gaming. Prime Gaming gives you a lot of cool things like free games, free stuff for games, and you always get one free subscription to any Twitch channel you want to subscribe to throughout the month, and I'd greatly appreciate it if you did right here, Pro Wrestling Unlimited. Also, remember to help us out over on YouTube. You can help us out over there by becoming a channel or by subscribing to the channel. That way you know when we post new videos, that way you know when we go live, and that way you know when we post to the community tab. You can also help us out by becoming a channel member and hitting that join button. As a channel member, there are a plethora of perks. You get emotes and emojis you can use in the live stream or in the chat, the comments. You've got our graphics tutorials. You got all our access to all of our graphics packages and files. And then you also get access to our Q&As, which we're doing one next week. And also we're doing next week one of our watch-alongs. We're doing a retro watch-along of the Royal Rumble. I think we might be doing 2002. I don't know. I've asked your suggestions, and a lot of people are saying 2002 or 2005 New Year's Revolution. So we'll see which one we do. Figure it all out. Maybe we do two. I don't know. Maybe we watch them both, but we'll see how it all does go. But also remember, if you want to get your comment, question, or concern read live on the air, you can do so by donating a super chat in the live chat. Same with Twitch Bits on Twitter. And finally, remember to head over to the Epic Game Store. Head over to the Epic Game Store and buy something. Whether you're buying a new game, whether you're buying an old game, whether you're claiming a free game or getting bucks for Rocket League, Fortnite, or Fall Guys, use this code right here, PW Unlimited at checkout, and you will be supporting us at no extra cost. Maybe you're getting in on that winter sale. Still has a couple more days. Hey, new Fortnite Battle Pass came out today. New season, Lawless. Deal with it. You might want to go get that new Battle Pass, and if you're using your money, unless you're like me and just save your V-Bucks from the last one, but if you're spending real money, it's going to ask you, hey, you got a credit code? You do. It's PWU NLIMITED. Whether you're on your PlayStation, your Xbox, your Switch, your phone, your tablet, or your computer, Fortnite will ask you for if you have this code. But with all of that, and give me 1 second to... Okay. So Joe Testator welcomes us as they show the skyline of New Orleans. Now, are we supposed to say it New Orleans or New Orleans? Because all the crowd tonight said New Orleans. Because when they did the thing with The Rock where he's like, finally, The Rock has come back. And the whole crowd went to New Orleans. But it's like, I know people... They're like, oh, it's New Orleans. And then other people are like, no, it's New Orleans. So which one is it? Is it New Orleans? Because the people there said New Orleans. I don't know. But with all of that, Tiffany Stratton was shown walking around the arena. Ditto for Naomi, Bianca Belair, and Cody Rhodes. Cody then runs into Nick Aldis. Nick Aldis says, Cody, I need to talk to you. So you're not in the main event tonight. You're not in the 6-man tag anymore. You've been removed. And he's like, what? What do you mean? Aldous was like, hey, it's out of my control. It's from somebody above me. He's like, Nick, that's not right. No, Solo's going to come back and I can't. He's like, my hands are tied, Cody. And he's like, well, who made this call? He's like, well, if you smell what's cooking, you'll understand. He's like, oh, what? He's like, yeah, the final boss wants you to meet him in the ring later tonight. And Cody's just like, this motherfucker, this guy, screwing with me again. So, Drew McIntyre then makes his entrance for his match against Jimmy Uso. Jimmy Uso, meanwhile, cut a promo while walking backstage towards the ring for his match. Now, before we get into this, we have a couple of bit donations from Esports Gaming Rules. Really do appreciate those. He says, what a newsworthy SmackDown. WrestleMania is coming back to NOLA, and I love the WrestleMania 42 logo. So, yeah, we'll save it. We'll save it for the whole segment as far as all of that goes. But I'll keep reading your stuff. He says, a confusing Cody Rock promo. Yes, very. Kind of. Ish. And it got me hyped for Chamber 2025 in the Sky Dome. That is true. They announced that The Rock will be at Elimination Chamber next week. And I bet you that's all because they need to sell tickets. Does WrestleTix have an update on that? Because I want to say they had sold 27,000 so far, or distributed. Let me see. Then WrestleTix. Sorry, my mind went blank and I couldn't spell. I don't know if they have had an update for Elimination Chamber. We did have a Mania update. Night 1, 44,500 out. Night 2, 45,300 out so far. But Elimination Chamber in the Rogers Center, the old Sky Dome. I'm not seeing anything. Let's do this a different way. We can look this up one other way. Advanced search. Nope. Advanced search. Elimination chamber from WrestleTix. See if that finds me anything. Okay. Oh no, that's last year. Let's go latest. Okay, so this is as of Monday of this week. WrestleTix is stating the show is set up for 31,157 currently. Tickets distributed as of last Monday, 27,544. Okay, that's not bad. You want to try and sell those last 3,000 to 4,000 tickets, throw the Rock on the show. Woof, there you go. Yes, he's not working a match or anything, but because this Cody segment was so confusing, I think people may want to be there to see exactly what it culminates to in this next phase of it. I don't know. Trey, I do think Cody could be turning heel, especially if it's Cody Cena. This is a good way to get Cody as a heel against Cena because they're gonna cheer Cena. If it's Cody Cena at WrestleMania, Cena's the babyface. And as much as people love Cody, they're gonna boo him against Cena with wanting Cena to go for 17. So if you just turn Cody anyways, or make Cody do heelish things outside of his control somehow, I don't know. Also, never mind. I'm going to save that for later. Never mind. Let's keep going here. I missed the tag team match because my internet crashed and my city of Cincinnati got the snowiest winter in quite a while. We did it too here near in the Tulsa area. So you guys got what we got earlier in the week. It says Jarius Roberts was at the Smoothie King Arena at NOLA because he was friends with many of the WWE superstars. I have no clue who Jarius Roberts is. Or Robertson. Who? Thank you for the bit donation, but I have no clue who or what you're talking about there. A guy was at who's Jarius Roberts? Robertson, I mean. No, one of the Duck Commander guys or something? No. Some kid. No offense, I don't know who this kid is. Jarius Robertson. Okay. I have no clue who this kid is. Or guy or whatever. He's got to be a guy then. So there's pictures on Google of him as a kid, but then there's a video of him on his Instagram smoking a cigar. Is he a kid or an adult? I don't know. He looks high as fuck smoking a cigar. So, yeah. I don't know who this guy is. Or kid or whatever. I don't know. No clue. Anywho. You say, you see Shane McMahon now returning to WWE, maybe at WWE Chamber 2025, now that Shane is no longer officially in AEW's radar. Who was never in AEW's radar. Other than Tony took the meeting. Shane ain't going back to WWE. Triple H ain't gonna bring him in. Nick Khan ain't gonna bring him in. They would have already if it was gonna be a thing. Because you have to think about this. The news that came out yesterday technically is old news-ish. And let me turn my fan on. It's getting warm in this room. Give me 1 second. Let me explain this for a second. Last summer, Tony Khan and Shane McMahon did have a meeting. They met and they talked and whatnot, and nothing came of it. The rumor is that Shane told Tony Khan, I want to run your company, basically. Tony Khan didn't like that and never followed up with Shane. So now to think that he's no longer on their radar, well, outside of that meeting, he's not on their radar. He was never on their radar. And so, yes, that news did finally just come out now. But it's been months. And Tony never wanted to work with Shane after that meeting. So just say, oh, he's not on their radar now. He wasn't at all for the last 6-7 months. So if WWE wanted to bring him in, they could bring him in. Even if he was negotiating with Tony Khan. WWE still could have brought him in. It's like he was signed. And hey, I like Dave Meltzer's idea here, or her theory. Shane had the meeting with Tony just to drum up interest and see how many people actually talk about him to get WWE to go, oh no, we don't want you to work for them. Come back to us. And then if that was going to be a thing, it would have happened already. So do I think Shane's going to be at Elimination Chamber next week? I don't like giving things 0% chance, but this I would give a 0% chance. No Shane McMahon at Elimination Chamber next week. Because again, saying he's no longer officially on AEW's radar, he technically was never on their radar because Tony technically was interested in talking and meeting with Shane, but never had any plans or ideas or anything about Shane working for the company. And then again, when he found out that Shane wanted to come in and run things, if he brought him in, that's when Tony said, no dice. We're done. Bye. So, no. It looks like Shane to AEW was never a thing. Ever. Moon Ninja, rewind this video because we already talked about Mania tickets. So Jey Uso, Drew McIntyre went 11 minutes and 20 seconds or so, almost 11 and a half, and I was shocked when Jimmy won. Jimmy Uso defeated Drew McIntyre. McIntyre teased yeeting to start the match and then mimicked flipping Jimmy off. As a result, Jimmy fired up and had the upper hand early. Jimmy's momentum ended when McIntyre caught Jimmy and hit a pair of belly-to-belly suplexes. The action spills to the outside, where McIntyre threw Jimmy into the crowd barrier. Back inside the ring, Drew yelled, "No Mania for you," and promptly received an enziguri, which knocked him back into the outside. Excuse me. Jimmy then hit a dive. Drew came back and hit a reverse Alabama slam on the steps. Jimmy went face first into the steps. This always looks so brutal but cool. McIntyre then posed on the commentary desk as we went to a break. The show returned, and McIntyre was working on Jimmy with a series of punches on the second rope. Jimmy then worked his way out and connected with a splash off the top to reset things. Jimmy followed this up with a Samoan drop and got a 2 off of it. Jimmy set up for a super kick, but McIntyre cut him off with a flying headbutt and a spine buster for a 2. McIntyre set up for a future shock DDT, but Jimmy countered and eventually threw McIntyre onto the apron. McIntyre went to the top, but jumped into a super kick. Jimmy followed with a spear, which led to a near fall. Going towards the end of the match here, Jimmy went to the top for a splash, but McIntyre countered and set up for a claymore, but Drew ran into a super kick. McIntyre jawed at Jimmy and tried another Alabama slam, but Jimmy rolled through and rolled up McIntyre for the victory. Right after the match, McIntyre would attack Jimmy and beat him down. Drew then put Jimmy's head next to the ring post. He was going to claymore him into it when officials broke it all up, and they tried to pull him away. Drew broke free, ran back in the ring, beat down Jimmy a little bit more, and then gave him a claymore. So, yeah, Jimmy gets the win, but then gets his ass beat afterwards. Not a bad match, though. I thought these two worked very well together. So, excuse me. Footage from last night's main event aired, or last week's main event, I mean. The vehicle was then shown pulling up, and, well, it was Solo exiting out of the SUV. Sikoa ran into Tama Tonga and Jacob Fatu. Sikoa said what happened to Tonga last week was an accident. Fatu said if it wasn't an accident, Sikoa wouldn't be standing here right now. Sikoa said that he'd be in Fatu and Tonga's corner tonight in the tag match, and Jacob goes, no. Me and Tama, we've been having to hold things down while you've been gone. Now it's your turn. So it's me and you in this match tonight. And then Solo goes, you know what? I'm going to talk to Aldis. Talk to him about what? Talk to him about what? Like, I didn't get that at all. And how did Solo already know it's just a tag match and Cody didn't before he got to the building? How did goddamn Solo, was he he must have been watching on the USA Network app in that car when he showed up late. Hey, 1 o'clock call time, bud. You don't got to follow the rules? I guess the Cody's the same way. 1 o'clock call time, bud. We got a video package highlighting the participants in the Elimination Chamber. Footage from earlier in the day featured Carmelo Hayes running into R-Truth. Truth said that they have a tag team match tonight. The Miz was then revealed as his partner, and Miz tried to get the whole Mello don't Miz thing going. Mello was not really impressed, and Truth's like, I got me a partner. He's a Louisiana native. We then got a really cool Zelina Vega video. Looks like they're rebooting her character a little bit. And like they put her in like a futuristic cyberpunk kind of world with this video. It's kind of cool, but some can also call it like Japanese anime, futuristic anime kind of world as well. It was really neat. I liked it. I liked the way like they showed the footage of her, but then she was like in front of this green screen with a motorcycle, and yeah, really cool. R-Truth makes his entrance, and he talks about he's got a partner. That's a local legend. He then introduces Louisiana Knight. And they're like, no, he's actually from Maryland, but got the LA nickname when he moved to LA many years ago. Truth then gave Knight some beads because they're in New Orleans and a po' boy. Knight ate the sandwich and then gave away the beads at ringside. So then we got a 10-minute match. The Miz and Carmelo Hayes versus LA Knight and R-Truth. And I will say, it's a fun match. The crowd chanted Knight's name as Mello and Truth started the match. Truth hip tossed Mello and counted to 2, even though nobody had Mello covered, which was weird. Which earned a laugh from the crowd. Knight then tagged in briefly. Truth came back in. Mello and Truth then ran into each other, and Truth tagged Miz, who was, well, not his partner. A little confused because I used to be your partner. Mello then sent Truth to the outside, and the show went to a break. When the show returned, Mello was in control, working over Truth. Mello went for a suplex, but Truth countered into a stunner. Truth then got the hot tag on Knight, who came in and cleaned house. Knight eventually tried something on Miz, but it didn't quite work, and Mello just tagged in. Mello went for a first 48 on Knight, and Knight countered it with Truth tagging himself in. Truth then did the John Cena stuff, which fired up the crowd. Truth then worked on an STFU actually, on Mello, but Miz broke it up. Knight then took care of Miz, and they fought to the outside where Nakamura would appear and attack LA Knight. Inside the ring, Miz tagged in, and Miz tagged in. Mello and Miz hit the first 48 skull-crushing finale combo, and, well, they pinned Truth to pick up the victory. So there we go. I guess you could say Nakamura helped, because, like, he dispatched of LA Knight, so LA Knight couldn't run in and break up the pin. Not a bad match. It was whatever. So we got a Charlotte Flair video here. And she just talked about how a goat never has to call themselves the GOAT. I'm the best, this, that, so forth, and I'm coming for the title at WrestleMania. Tiffany Stratton comes out, and she starts cutting a promo. Crowd starts chanting Tiffy time at her. Tiffany said that everybody has been obsessed with her since she won the WWE Women's Championship. Tiffany said at the Chamber, she will make the unstoppable force come to a definitive end. Tiffany then pivoted to Charlotte Flair, and she talked about the angle with them last week. Tiffany said nobody loves to kick a girl when she's down quite like Charlotte Flair. Tiffany said that she's coming for Charlotte's spot as the, quote, top girl in WWE, and this leads to Nia Jax and Candice LeRae coming out. Jax said that this was all cute and all, but she thinks it's time to take Tiffy down now. Jax said Tiffy won't even see WrestleMania coming when she's done with her. Tiffany told Nia to give it up because the title isn't hers anymore. Jax and LeRae stepped into the ring and said that they'd both take Tiffy out now. A referee then popped up and stopped that and set up the match that we already knew about, Tiffany versus Candice. So this match does go about 10 minutes that we saw on TV because it actually started during the break. Now, here's my thing. I was watching the first half of the show on Netflix, so I got the commercial breaks, the wrestling during the breaks, this, that, and so forth. And then, well, for some reason, my Netflix kept freezing, so I had to switch over to YouTube TV. So I don't know if anybody else had issues with Netflix freezing, but mine kept freezing on me using web browser. So I don't know if it was my VPN or if it was Netflix themselves. Could have been the VPN. Don't know. So I got a lot of shine early on. And like I said, the match was joined in progress. Tiffany quickly fired up and dropkicked LeRae. Charlotte Flair's music then hit, and Charlotte came out and joined commentary. LeRae took control of Tiffy, losing her focus, and then she went on to work on Tiffy's neck. Charlotte put a headset on, like I said, and joined commentary. Charlotte then told the commentary team she is the top woman in all of WWE. Inside the ring, LeRae kept control until she fell victim to a dropkick. LeRae then went to the outside, and Tiffany went to the top and attempted a moonsault on both Jax and LeRae. But she almost entirely missed, despite the heels selling the contact. Tiffany smiled, got up, and yelled "Tiffy time," and then returned to the ring and pointed at the WrestleMania sign. The show went to a break. When the show did return, Tiffany hit a series of clotheslines on LeRae. Tiffany knocked LeRae out of the ring and hit a down from the ropes and hit a swanton as they were battling on the top rope. LeRae moved, though, and Tiffany was rolled up for a near fall. At one point, Stratton took out Nia Jax and LeRae and looked at Charlotte at ringside, pointing at the Mania sign again. Back in the ring, Tiffany did connect with the PMS and picked up the victory. So Tiffany does defeat Candice LeRae. After the match, though, Nia Jax immediately attacks Tiffany Stratton when out comes, well, Tiffy's tag partner, Trish Stratus. Trish ran out to make the save, taking care of both Nia and Candice, until, well, the heels did fight back. Ultimately, Jax hit her finish on both Tiffany and Trish stacked up on each other, and that led to Charlotte coming into the ring. And Charlotte walked into the ring. Charlotte then stood over Tiffany and once again pointed at the Mania sign. We got 9 more weeks of this, folks. 9 more weeks. It was all right. Wasn't the best of wasn't the best 15, 20 minutes. But it was fine. Cody was in the back and he ran into Damian Priest. He's like, "Hey, man, I'm sorry I'm not going to be in the match later on, but out of my control." And Cody said, he didn't know what was really going on. And Priest was interested and was like, "Hey, but when I win the chamber, I'm coming for you. Last year, we both left WrestleMania as world champions. But this year, hey, I'm going to take your title." And Cody's like, "You know what? I wouldn't have it any other way. Come at me." Cody leaves, and up comes Braun Strowman. And Braun's like, "Hey, I had Jacob dead to rights last week. If it wasn't for Solo, the Elimination Chamber, we're looking a whole lot different if it wasn't for Solo." And they kind of joked about it. And Priest asked Strowman if, they're going to handle business later. And Strowman said they would, because it's the only thing he cares about. So he wants to go after, I guess, the Bloodline, Jacob, Solo. I'm not 100% sure. Because, so, here's the thing. There's been the rumor, or the speculation, I guess you would say, that we might be getting Jacob Fatu and Solo Sikoa at WrestleMania. Well, Dave Meltzer actually wrote in this week's Wrestling Observer newsletter that is not the match. And he's not sure who, but one of the two have a different match on paper. Like, Solo or Jacob already has another match, planned out that's not with each other. He didn't say who, but he said, and I can find it right here in the Observer. Let me go look it up really fast. The Wrestling Observer newsletter. Oh, sometimes it just does not want to load right. Unless you click the thing, and the thing, and the thing. All right, here it is. So is that, no, that's not it. Give me 1 second. Why am I not able to find this all of a sudden? Oh, I know what to do. Here we go. It's right here. Okay. So he says, as of right now, even with two days and probably around 13 to 14 matches, tons of the major names are now booked for matches in Romania. Regarding rumors of Fatu versus Sikoa, it is right now not booked, and one of them has a different booking. But of course, things could change. As of right now, one of them is set for a different match, not with the other, at WrestleMania. He also says Styles versus Balor is also not booked, even though that was and wasn't hinted at by WrestleVotes. I think what happened was WrestleVotes was asked if it can be a thing, and he's like, "Hey, it's been pitched," or something along those lines, and people ran with the story. I never ran with it because I was like, "Is that what he really said? That it's possible?" I didn't take it that way. That's why I never ran that story, unlike many other websites did. So moving forward, we got a vignette hyping up the woman in the women's elimination chamber. Naomi and Bianca Belair were then interviewed backstage by Byron Saxton. Naomi said she knows Liv Morgan and Raquel were the ones responsible for attacking Jade. Belair said that they are going to get revenge on them and then move on to the chamber next week. Naomi said Liv especially will feel it tonight. We then got a nice Alexa Bliss promo, a little vignette actually. Basically, she's telling us, I'm still creepy. And I'm going to make the Elimination Chamber my playground because I love the chamber. So, yep. Remember, these Wyatts come back there with her. And honestly, if they're going to do that, I wouldn't hate it if Uncle Howdy's not the leader, but she's the leader, even telling Uncle Howdy what to do. Because honestly, she can do the whole, I've been here, I was here before you. I was part of this family before you were. You take orders from me. You listen to me. Yes, we're a family, but I'm the lead of this family or something like that. I don't know. Naomi makes her entrance alongside Bianca Belair, but as they are coming down, they jump up on the apron. They go to get in the ring, and they're attacked by Liv and Raquel. This all lasts about 90 seconds at the most, and the match never happens. So, yeah, this match got canned because of the Rock stuff, but it's like this match has been booked for like a week, yet they added all these other matches. I don't know. Like they added the Miz tag with LA Knight and Truth and Carmelo. They added the Tiffany Candice match. It's like, well, why add those matches when you already had this match booked? Why is this the one getting cut? I don't know. Because they felt like, I guess I guess you needed to do the Miz tag to build up the LA Knight Nakamura stuff because Nakamura screwed him. You needed to do the Tiffany match because that's building up Elimination Chamber and WrestleMania. So it makes sense why, of everything that was booked for the show, this is what had to get cut. The Rock's truck then pulls up. Testor says, we know who that is. Final boss next. All this was in the back. This was weird as shit. He's talking to Liv and Raquel, and he's like, I don't know how Adam Pearce runs this show over there on Raw, but here, stuff like this isn't going to fly. And they're just like, okay, Nikki, whatever, bye. Totally disrespected the GM. Like, we don't care what you have to say. Yeah, you're the authority figure. You're the boss around here, but screw you is basically what they said. And when they win them tag titles and they got to show up on SmackDown, ooh, they in for a world of hurt. So Chelsea Green comes up and she goes, hey, so I saw what just happened. If you got to pull those two, Naomi and Bianca, out of the chamber, well, Piper and I'll take their spots. We're ready. And he's like, yeah, no, they're good. He goes, excuse me? I have the perfect gear picked out and everything. He's like, you want a match next week in Toronto? You got it. SmackDown in Toronto. Basically, she just wants to work in Toronto. She didn't care if it was Chamber or on SmackDown. She just wants a match in Toronto, Scotiabank Arena. Also, speaking of Scotiabank Arena, Friday, they are doing a Elimination Chamber kickoff event before SmackDown. And then I don't think they said where, but it's usually at the arena SmackDown's at. Scotiabank Arena is where it's going to be. So outside of or right in the concourse area, Scotiabank Arena. All right, we're back. I don't know what that was. Now I'm super loud. My freaking audio mixer interface literally just turned itself off. And so I had to fully reset it. So that's why we were muted. I don't know. And I think I was muted right after I stopped talking there. So it was like perfect timing because I like heard one of my sliders go and move itself up. It shouldn't have moved if we were good. So yeah. When it shuts itself off, the sliders kind of reset to the top sometimes. And so I heard it, saw it, and it moved. And yeah, so we're good though. We're back. That was weird. I've been having an issue with it the last day and a half. Like this morning, it just wouldn't come on, and I had to fully reset it twice. And yeah. Yeah, no, I was basically at the kickoff show where I said that they're doing the kickoff show next week before Smackdown. Then we get The Rock. And boy, was this weird. The Rock goes from biggest baby face of all time, the biggest heel of all time, and like, I guess you would say it's a snap of a finger. The Rock makes his entrance. He got some special entrance where the graphics on the screen are all things of New Orleans. He's got some song I've never heard, and then it cuts back into his song, and he comes down to the ring. So he's in the ring, and he's doing his thing. Finally, The Rock has come back. Well, actually, it says, finally, The Rock, and then the crowd finishes it, has come back to New Orleans. And so he makes the announcement. He goes, I love to be in New Orleans. And hey, we've got something to announce to you next year, April 2026, WrestleMania is coming to New Orleans. He said, quote, and finally, WrestleMania is coming back to New Orleans. Everybody in that building jumps to their feet. They go crazy. Pyro goes off. We get the logo on the screen. It tells us WrestleMania next year will be April 11th and 12th. And the crowd starts chanting, holy shit. And in that moment, when the pyro stops, flip the switch, Rock's now a heel. Rock then goes, oh, when the Saints go marching. No. You don't sing along with the Rock. When the final boss sings, you let him sing. And I'm like, this man just turned heel on this crowd in a split second. So he finishes the song. Oh, when the Saints go marching in. Oh, when the Saints go marching in. And he goes on and finishes the song. I don't know all the words and everything, but this man's now a heel. But before we get into all that, let's look at this WrestleMania logo. I want to take a look at the logo. That'd be a cool thing to look at. Let's pull this up on the screen. Did WWE post it on their page? Not yet. But we do have it from social media. Yeah. Go to Twitter. Twitter. A Twitter. Why can I not find it all of a sudden? I thought I retweeted it. I guess I didn't. Here it is. So this is the WrestleMania logo for this year. And that is the wrong screen. Bingo. So it's gold, purple, and green. Same colors we've got in the last two WrestleManias in New Orleans. And it says WrestleMania New Orleans 42. Again, going away from the, stepping away from using the Roman numerals, just like this year. And then we got, I think it's called, what is it, the Flair? Here, the logo. It's very cool and simple. I can't wait to see it in more 3D. And let me see something really fast. Was that because that looks a little bit different than what we saw on the screen. Give me 2 seconds. I can find. Oh, I got it right here, actually. I don't know what I'm thinking. Let's go screenshot folder. Oh, it's the same. It's the same. The lighting just looks a little different on the logo. Oh, I see what it is. So the reason this logo looks a little different to me, and we'll go here. The reason it looks a little more different to me is because this was an animated logo and the light flares here were actually moving. Because if we look back on the other logo here, there's static right here, and there's one down here, just right in the little pinpoints. So it makes this one look more flat 2D than the other one looking a little more 3D with it moving, the flare, light flare moving on it. But not a bad logo at all. This is a little weird to me where it says New Orleans here, where the O and the R come down into the point, and I'm like, that looks a little weird and awkward to me. And so I'm like, I want to see what it looks like in 3D. But other than that, clean logo, nice logo, fits the New Orleans theme, the purples and the greens and the golds. So yeah, not bad at all. But with that, we'll talk about the rest of this segment. Pop this back over here. Three things, and then Rock told the crowd to shut up. He also called them STD having trailer park trash. And I'm like, oh yeah, Final Boss is back. Everyone turns on him quickly, and they booed the shit out of this man. Rock then said that he was also there to call somebody out. Somebody who he respected and admires. Out comes Cody Rhodes. To embrace with a awkward hug from Rock. Basically, he didn't say anything, but it was his I own you now moment, kind of. Or I'm about to own you. Rock then said, they love you, man. As far as the crowd reaction. And Cody turned to the crowd and said, I love you too. And he holds the belt up. And he was extra smiley and whatnot. Rock says, since last year's Mania, the two have actually become good friends. Hell, our moms have actually become friends. They show a picture of them from last year's Mania together and whatnot. Rock noted how they drank tequila together at the Raw debut on Netflix. Rock said that things, well, they've changed. He no longer wants to beat up Cody. Let's take Cody to new heights. Rock said that he called Cody out to tell him that he's a great champion. But The Rock is on the board of TKO, and TKO owns WWE, all of this. Rock reminds everybody that he is the director of the board of TKO. He talked to his good friend Ari Emanuel and was like, hey, crazy, you own WWE. And he told Rock, no, you own WWE. Rock's like, I don't know about that, but I am the most powerful man in this company. So basically, The Rock is trying to say that he is above everybody in this company. Triple H, you know, the directors of the board, all of them. And Rock says that Cody is a great champion, but he wants Cody to be something more than a great champion. He wants Cody to be like him, his champion. He's like, you got what, millions of followers on Instagram? I got 500 million, which you only got 340 or 94 million. Not 500 million, Rock. Anyways, Cody said he didn't expect them to be friends. But he's wondering, you know, what this is all about. He goes, and I'm not the champion. I'm their champion. Rock said he was talking about something bigger. Bigger than just this. Rock said that he knows Cody's number one goal is to bring as much joy and happiness to as many people around the world as possible. Rock rattled off Cody's social media statistics and whatnot, and then said, you become my champion, and I can open up possibilities for you that you've never known existed. Rock said, if you become my champion, then I can make all your dreams come true. Rock said that he could make his baby's dreams come true. His baby's dreams come true. He just needs Cody to be his champion. Rock said he's a lucky man. He has it all. Rock told the crowd. Rock then yells at a member of the crowd for popping off at him. I don't know exactly what he said. I didn't write it down. But The Rock like yells at this girl in the freaking crowd for popping off or whatever. And Rock said that the one thing that he's always wanted, that he's never had, is a brother. The crowd booed. Rock said that that's what Cody could be, his brother. Rock said last year, Rock's goal was to face Roman Reigns for the WWE title. But when he came back, he tried to do that. Told Triple H we're changing plans. Cody didn't let it happen. Cody said, fuck you. which they cut the audio from. And I'm like, he cursed earlier too. And I'm like, someone tell us, man, we're not on Netflix. Anyways, Rock said that Cody slapped him. And that's why Cody is so special. He doesn't let anybody step over what he wants and what he needs and what he desires. So these are the reasons Rock said Cody should be Rock's champion. Rock said Cody could think about it and talk to his wife about it. Rock said, I'll meet you next week in Toronto at Elimination Chamber. That's where I need your answer next week. So Rock will be at Elimination Chamber, and he wants Cody. Tell him, hey, you going to be with me or not? Rock thanked the crowd for being hot ass, as he said. Rock then said the one thing that he wants more than anything in this world is that. And he points at Cody, and he looks like he's pointing at the title. Cody goes, and Cody asked Rock, all this, you want the title? Rock said, that wasn't the title. Rock said, I don't want the title. Instead, Rock wants Cody's soul. Sell your soul. Chants break out in the crowd. Sell your soul. Sell your soul. Sell your soul. As Rock once more says, it'll see Cody on March 1st in Toronto. And he threw the microphone out of the ring. Rock then stepped out to booze upon booze. Cody's looking like he's going to cry in the ring, so confused, not sure what's going on. Rock then turned back after walking up, took his glasses off, grinned, and then walked to the back. Cody just looked so distraught as the segment ended. What the hell is going on? What I think is going on is that Rock wants to run this company. Honestly, no. Screw what I was just about to say. Rock's creating the new corporation. Rock wants to create the new corporation, and he wants Cody to be him, the corporate champion. That's got to be what this is. This is going to be a spin-off or a spoof of, and if Cody agrees at least, the corporation. It's got to be what this is. Rock was Vince's corporate champion back in the day. Was it 1999, if I'm thinking correctly? Now he wants Cody to be his corporate champion. What do you think? Could that be what this kind of is? A spin-off or a spoof or a play off of the corporation? I don't think they'll call it the corporation or call Cody the corporate champion, but something in that realm. That would be an interesting one. Moving forward, DIY makes their way to the ring. Ciampa said tonight has been electrifying. He wants everybody to be somber for a second. 2 weeks ago, he said Pretty Deadly embarrassed them, and tonight DIY will return the favor. Ciampa asked everybody to rise to their feet and remove their baseball caps, he said just like that, and bow their heads for a moment of silence for Pretty Deadly. The crowd booed, and Ciampa shook his head. Pretty Deadly's music came out, or Pretty Deadly's music hit, and they came out. They jump in the ring. They all just start brawling. The disco ball's still spinning. The lights are freaking bright. And yeah, eventually the ref gets control of everybody and sets the match up. It's like, hey, you go here, you go there. Get ready. Who's starting this, that, and so forth. Ow, just poked myself in the eye. So this match goes 6 minutes before it ends in a DQ. DIY took immediate control, and Gargano super kicked the hell out of Prince on the floor. The show then went to a commercial break. Back from the break, Gargano was working over Prince in the middle of the ring and eventually tagged in Ciampa. Prince fired up a little bit, and Prince and Gargano hit a crossbody. I wrote this weird. Prince fired up a little bit and hit a crossbody on Gargano. Well, actually, they crossbodied each other. I wrote that. That's a weird way to write that sentence. Anyways, they crossbodied each other to kind of reset things. Wilson and Gargano then tagged in, and Wilson took care of Gargano and Ciampa. Wilson then clotheslined both Ciampa and Gargano and tagged in Prince. Things broke down a little bit more, and they were fighting back and forth. Wilson landed a code breaker on Gargano. Prince then wanted to go for the pin and got a 2 off of it. Prince then hit a wild back suplex on Ciampa out of nowhere. The Street Profits would then jump the rail and jump into the ring. Sort of. Ford would jump in the ring. Dawkins would go after, I want to say it was Wilson at ringside. And like I said earlier, throwing those not even close punches. And he kept looking up at the ring like, where's my cue? Where's my cue? Oh, I got to keep doing this. Cue. You got to get, I know I got to do something, but it's not time. And I just got to pretend like I'm hitting this guy. And then I don't even want to be down. Like, it was so weird. And yeah, Motor City Machine Guns then run out. And Pretty Deadly just get away. Or Profits, I mean. Profits just get away. Cool, I guess. It's going to lead to like a 4-way tag. So the Garza's in there making a 5-way. They've kind of been involved. We get a John Cena vignette, hyping up his involvement in the Elimination Chamber. Then we get a video that we saw earlier today on social media. It's Kevin Owens talking about Sami Zayn, but it's Sami Zayn's house. Footage from this is shown on the screen. And yeah, this is kind of cool. It's different. And he was just basically talking about what he's going to do to Sami and how it's not right, but he's got to do it. So Sikoa and Jacob Fatu were shown walking through the backstage area towards the ring. Fatu cut off Sikoa's promo in favor of his own. Fatu then told them to play his music for Fatu and Sikoa. Alongside with Tama Tonga, they all walked down to the ring. Then we get our main event that goes 12 and a half minutes. And I feel like I've got something on my glasses, but I don't. Like I see a glare, like I got a smudge maybe, but I don't see it when I wipe it. There we go. That's better. Okay. So this is an okay main event, but it's just like we had the DIY match and we had this match after the Rock segment, and I'm still sitting here going, what the hell is that Rock segment? And I can't really focus as much as I can, but it's like I can't focus enough because I'm still thinking, what the fuck did the Rock just say? I want your soul, boy. So anyways, Sikoa and Priest began the match. The two traded blows, and Sikoa briefly had the upper hand, but Priest came right back with some strikes and tagged in Strowman, who walked over and had a few stare downs with Jacob Fatu. Strowman then ran into an elbow from Sikoa, and Fatu tagged in. Strowman ran over Fatu, and the action spilled to the outside. Strowman tried to that was weird. My phone just lit up all of a sudden. Oh, there we go. Never mind. Where was I? Strowman ran into an elbow from Sikoa. Fatu tagged in. Strowman then ran over Fatu, and the two spilled to the outside. Strowman tried to do the run around the ring spot, but Tama Tonga interrupted him, and Fatu capitalized by tackling Strowman into the timekeeper's area. The show went to its final break of the night. Back from the break, Fatu was working over Strowman in the ring. Sikoa tagged in, and the crowd booed loudly. Sikoa then hit a hip attack on Strowman in the corner. Fatu tagged in, and the crowd cheered loudly. Fatu went for a hip attack and hit it. He went for a second, but Strowman got the boots up. Strowman then followed this up with the spine buster and got a hot tag to Priest. Sikoa also tagged in. As we come down towards the finish of the match, Priest then went to work on Sikoa, complete with a back elbow in the corner. Priest did a spinning back kick on Fatu. Priest then ran into a super kick from Sikoa, but Priest came back with a kick and a flatliner for a 2. Priest took Sikoa's hand and walked to the top rope and hit into a splash a la Undertaker's Old School. Priest then set up Sikoa for a razor's edge, but Tonga distracted Priest. Fatu interfered, and Sikoa hit a spinning solo for a near fall. Sikoa then set up for Samoan Spike, but Priest countered, and Fatu accidentally super kicked Solo. Strowman then took out Fatu and Tama Tonga on the outside. Inside the ring, Priest hit a South of Heaven on Solo and pinned him to pick up the victory. The show does end with Priest looking up at the WrestleMania sign. There we go. That was Friday Night Smackdown. A very interesting show. Newsworthy for sure, but very interesting show. And let's get the poll going here. What did you think of Smackdown? I liked it. It was all right. I didn't like it. All right. If you're watching live on Twitch, the poll is live. As we go check the other polls as well. As far as the Threads poll does go, 53% thought the show was just all right. 42% liked it, and 5% didn't. Looking at the Twitter poll, 45% liked the show, 29% thought it was just all right, and 25% didn't like it. Looking at I didn't do a community poll. Oh, my bad. I thought I did, but I didn't. Looking at the live poll then, 75% liked the show, 14% thought it was just all right, and 11% didn't like it. Wow. And then if we look at the Twitch poll, 67%. Nope. Now it's 50-50. 50% liked it, 50% didn't like it. So yeah, very interesting show, very newsworthy show. We got WrestleMania's coming to New Orleans next year, WrestleMania 42. The Rock's going to be at Elimination Chamber. He wants Cody Rhodes to be his lackey, I guess, maybe. I don't even know. So we'll see how it all does play out in the next week. Remember, Elimination Chamber is a week from tomorrow. But with that, guys, I want to say thank you for joining me here. Twitch.tv/PW Unlimited, YouTube.com/Pro Wrestling Unlimited, and podcast services all around the globe like Stitcher, Spotify, Google Pod, Apple Pod, Anchor, iHeartRadio, and so much more. With that, have a great rest of your night. Have a great weekend. I'm going to go watch the final 2 episodes of my Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man because I need to finish that show, which is great. If you're not watching Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man on Disney Plus, go watch it. It's an easy to watch, great 10 episode. All episodes are out now. 10 episode animated series, and it's great. It starts off where you're like, I don't know about this, but once you get about episode 3 or 4, oh, you're hooked. At least that's how it worked for me. First 2 episodes, I was like, this ain't bad. Like they changed a couple things Spider-Man wise, but I'm like, it's not bad. And then once you get into it, and I'm like, oh no, this is really good. Well written, well acted as far as voice actors do go. And yeah, a lot of things that I can already tell they're building for future seasons that we know we're getting. But with that, have a great night, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one, guys.